without any further ado, let's bring up the man of the hour, the one and only Michael Cudlitz!
Okay. Hi. I thought you, just for the record, I thought you guys did good on the first Raleigh Supercon thing.
I agree. I got them double hype for you, though.
She's like, it was good, but not good enough.
That's right. No, this is really exciting. How you doing, Michael?
I'm good. I have to see how all my stuff works.
There you go. Perfect. You got your coffee?
All right, we're good. Can't see any of you. It's probably a good thing, maybe? I don't know. Kidding. I love you.
But they can see you, right? You guys can see him? All right.
Uh-oh.
We'll make this less. So to start, you just had your, what was it, directing debut for The Walking Dead?
Yeah, how about that? Yeah? I finished up on Monday. I directed episode 7 of season 9, so it'll air sometime in November. I killed everybody.
Is that your revenge?
So I did. Hey, Jeffrey's like, hey, I'm in your episode. I go, no, not anymore, you ain't.
What was it like being back on set, but now being behind the director's camera?
It was kind of amazing. I mean, it was again, when I came back on 7/16 to work with Sonequa on the season finale of season 7. It's just, like coming home. Really wonderful group of people. They've been very supportive of me in everything I've been doing, and were gracious enough to invite me back to do something that I wanted to do badly and have wanted to do for years. But it's a pretty big risk for them because I've never directed anything before. So it's a pretty big monster to kind of take over for the week. And they were great, and I had a great time doing it. And the cast was amazing, the crew was fantastic, and I think we got a really, really, really good episode.
Awesome. I look forward to seeing it. It's next season's episode?
Yeah, next season. So
awesome.
It'll be 907, which is right before the break.
Ooh, all right. So something that I've always wondered, Michael, what does fake blood taste like?
Like crap. Like soap and sugar.
Is that what they use? Soap and sugar? Is that like the magic?
I think so. I think they put a little bit of soap in it so it comes out of the wardrobe easier. But it's basically Caro syrup, which is nasty. But I guess it could be worse. So.
True. Yeah. And before we take questions from the audience, I also wanted to plug that you have a new show coming out on ABC.
I do. I'm having a kind of cool year.
Yeah.
I got a half-hour comedy on ABC called The Kids Are All Right. Myself and Mary McCormick, Irish Catholic family in the 70s. And we have 8 kids, all boys. That kind of writes itself. Talking about the time when there was no airbags and very, very, very little parent supervision. We seem to turn out okay. So we'll see. We're premiering in October after the Connors, which used to be Roseanne. We all know what happened there.
Sure.
That kind of writes itself too.
Well, what do you think about the fashion from the 70s?
I am a result of the 70s, so I'm all right with it.
Awesome.
I think they haven't gone away.
Cool.
Bell bottoms and stuff.
And stuff, of course. I love stuff.
I don't even know where I'm going. It's Friday. Shut up. Y'all should be at work. Everyone today's like, yeah, I took the day off. I'm like, all right.
It's a smart move on their end. So, like I mentioned, we have a microphone set up right over here. So whatever questions you guys may have, now is your chance. Anything off limits, Michael? Anything we want to stay away from? Oh, you heard it from him. So
I'll just tell you, we ain't talking about that. But you can try whatever you want.
All right. Let's try. Do we have any brave, willing victims? Is he that intimidating?
Okay, thank you. Good night.
You've been awesome. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Okay, well, we got one. Yeah, come on down. What's your name?
Randy. I was wondering what your favorite experience was from working on Band of Brothers.
Ooh. That whole experience was kind of amazing. Connecting with the families and the vets. it's that experience is sort of still going on for me and for the rest of the guys that were part of that. But being able to connect with the actual men and in a lot of cases their partners that went through it with them, that was very life-changing. And the relationships that I got with the guys that I worked on it with was something I'm going to have with me for the rest of my life. So there's a lot of things in that project that were amazing. You find yourself in this business able to do things that at times are entertaining or enlightening, and very few times do you have things that are life-changing for other people and their families. And that in itself was something I'll have with me forever.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Hi, my name is Brandy. My question is, what was your most memorable moment, either from the last season or your very last episode of Walking Dead?
Probably saying goodbye to Josh, to Eugene, at the camper, because at the time we both knew that this was our last scene together. So it was me really saying goodbye to Josh on the show, knowing we weren't going to work together again. And it filmed sort of in sequence, so it was our last time working together. So yeah, because he's a jerk.
It's only because you're mean to him.
Well, shut up. Get out of here. Said one question, no comments. Next.
Hey, I cried when you died, okay?
Yeah, sure you did. She walks up with like a big old Negan shirt. You're my favorite character. What? Sign my bat? Wow, people are cruel.
Do you get visited by a lot of Negans here at
I
these
sign a lot of
conventions?
bats. I get it. Sheesh.
What's your name?
Hi, I'm Robert. I would like to know what was your favorite episode or scene from the show Band of Brothers, because that was one of my favorite miniseries of all time.
My favorite, and this will probably sound weird. It was my favorite because it was I think the most emotionally charged. It's kind of like when somebody announces something horrible on social media, and you appreciate the story, but you don't want to hit like because it's like it's not good.
Yeah.
But thank you for sharing. Was when in episode 9 where the Allied forces found the concentration camps. And I had learned a lot at the time of the fact that they actually had to put everybody, when they opened up the prisons, they had to put everybody back because the medical teams had to come in and make sure that they were fed and hydrated properly, or giving them food and water would actually kill these people because they would overeat and your body couldn't handle it. So I'd learned something in that. And just the whole idea that what was going on was so horrific that nobody believed that, initially everyone was sort of like, what do these people do to get themselves there? Because nobody would treat anybody like that unless they were prisoners. So that to me was sort of the most moving moment, in the series.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come on down. What's your name?
I'm CJ. I see a trend with Band of Brothers going here because I had one as well. So the episode where you actually are in, I believe it was Holland Market Garden, where you get separated and then you're in the barn.
Yeah.
That scene. How did that stick with you later? Was it something that what was the impact that had on you going on?
That to me, that was really interesting in the time that it aired in the series, because that was the first time you saw hand-to-hand combat. We saw up until that, we saw a lot of stuff blow up, and I think you get sort of desensitized to that when you see that on television or film. You see these amazing, explosions. Oh my God, they blew apart the whole half the town, or the church came down, and this and that. And then you see two people fighting, to the death, and it has a whole different meaning to it. And I think it brings it back down to the core of why we should care about these things, because it's just you and me, and it's like if this is what it comes to. It's I don't know. It's just a very strong commentary on war and what war really is. It's very easy to sit back and watch the news and see, pictures of devastation, but when you actually see individuals going through what that brings, I think it makes it more. You have to deal with it when you see it that way. You can't just dismiss it. So, for me, that was one of the most memorable things.
Thank you.
It's a long walk from there to the microphone. All right, what's your name?
I'm Ashton, and my question is, if your character lived, do you think he would have been able to take on Negan?
Well, I think we saw how that worked out the first time. But had Rick let us kill everybody at the first roadblock, it would have been different. Rick got a lot of people killed. Just going to leave it at that.
Thank you.
Coral.
That's exactly what my dad says.
Do you want to tilt the microphone down? Yeah. Oh, we can do it that way too. I like it. She's creative.
All Steven Tyler on us.
What's your name?
My name is Catherine, and are you still friends with any of the people from The Walking Dead right now?
I'm still friends with everyone except Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
By the way, my dad loves you.
I love your dad. And by the way, I am friends with Jeffrey as well. Begrudgingly.
What's your name?
Hey, my name's Justin. How you doing?
Good.
All right. You're one of my favorite characters, and it was a damn shame the way you went out. I was wondering if you'd be open to some type of series or show, like to what happened to Abraham before all this, like how he got there.
They're talking about all that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you've seen the last of a lot of us.
Oh.
I think they've hinted towards that. I don't know how or when or in what way it's going to happen, but I would not rule any of us out.
That's cool. Since I have you here, I might as well just ask.
I feel like I'm going to get asked out on a date.
No, that's my baby. Instead of the way that you guys went out, I feel like that's the polar opposite of Abraham's character. Like, do you personally kind of like wish that you would have went out fighting and blazing?
Well, and no offense, you obviously don't read the comics.
No.
Because in the comics, he goes out very passively. When he heads out to go with Eugene to go check out the place where they can make ammunition, he literally just out of nowhere gets an arrow through the head.
Oh.
So this was way more going out like a soldier.
At least you said something.
Yeah, no, exactly. So, but I would have loved for the audience to see. I would have loved the audience to see both Abraham and Sasha being soldiers together in all-out war. Even if it was for one battle or just a little deeper into it, I would have liked to see him, finally be a soldier, because you never really saw that. The closest it came was the satellite station, in which he didn't plan the deal. He winds up breaking into the pot room and almost getting everything screwed up. So you never really saw him being really an effective soldier.
Except when he had that naval jacket on.
Well, he dressed like one.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
So no date then, huh? All right.
No
What's
date.
your name?
Damn it.
Audrey.
Hi, Audrey.
Okay, so how do you think Abraham would have reacted to Rick not killing Negan when he had the chance?
I know how I reacted to like 50 guys with their guns pointed at him, and everyone became like part of the friggin' A-team. Like, no, he's right there on the balcony with no gun, and you're like shooting out the windows. Like, I don't know what the hell that was about. I'm sitting there going, nobody believes this at all. So it's one of my personal moments that I wish they would not have done. He had the chance on the balcony, had the chance on the tree, could have let him go. Just so many times, and they didn't. They killed me though, right? Could have could have mowed right on over to Eugene. But no, they didn't.
Thank you.
I'm
those
such
sound
a jerk.
What's your name?
Steven, hey Michael, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm gonna be that one person. I'm gonna ask you something about
Uh-oh.
Southland
Oh, all
instead
right.
of Band of Brothers or
All right.
Walking Dead.
I'll take it.
You know, Cooper's pretty popular on the internet. There's a lot of little snippets showing up where he's going off on somebody
Yeah.
and getting them. What was your favorite Cooper scene from Southland?
I think one of my favorite, because that's loaded with. I had such a good time doing that show and working with the LAPD and the whole cast, and that was possibly one of the most creative events or experiences of my career. It actually was. Because we had a lot of input. We were telling stories in a new way. If you haven't seen Southland, you should check it out. Not just because I'm in it, but I'm pretty good in it though.
He makes the show.
It's very different than Abraham. It's a really interesting look at law enforcement work. But I think probably one of my favorite things was because we shoot the show sort of documentary style, but we did an episode where we had a documentary crew following us, like an episode of Cops, and there's this dude flipping out on PCP who rips out a big chunk in my neck, and it's crazy because it looks really real. It looks like documentary footage, and this sort of like these people who are doing the documentary have an opportunity to either intervene and help me or film it, and they choose to film it, which is probably a pretty accurate commentary right now in society. And it's wonderful and horrendous all at the same time. So that was one of my sort of favorite moments.
Thank you, Michael.
Thanks.
What's your name?
Hi, I'm Randall. You're one of my favorite actors, one of my favorite characters in The Walking Dead. By far, you have the best dialogue on The Walking Dead and the best one-liners. I was wondering, what was your favorite one-liner from the show?
My favorite one-liner is actually not a one-liner. It's the vast ocean of shit speech at the end of episode 5 or season 5.
Okay.
Because it doesn't really mean anything. Like you know what he feels and what he means, but if you break down the whole speech, you're like, what the hell? It's a vast ocean of shit that you people don't know shit about. Rick Grimes knows every fine grain of said shit.
That was great.
He knows every fine grain of said shit. And then some. So, but you know what he means. And Abraham physically pretty much goes in a straight line, two things. When he starts talking, you just don't know where the hell he's going. But you know what he's feeling. You know, the same way he broke up with Rosita. Not his finest hour, but you knew what he was thinking.
Thank you. I probably don't go a week without using the Dolphin Smooth line myself.
Awesome. Oh dear.
Wonder if he's used it yet this week. All right, what's your name?
Abby.
Hey, Abby.
Hey, so I was wondering when it's like to film on The Walking Dead, because I know it's like hot out there and it's miserable.
Yes, and yes. Yeah, the be miserable and look like you're exhausted part is pretty easy. You just get out of the trailer and makeup trailer and you're like, okay. Who put water in my air? Welcome to Atlanta. Makes this place look actually pretty not humid. I was like, oh my gosh. Everyone's like, oh, it's so humid. I go, this ain't humid. You go 4.5 hours south, you're going to find humid.
Thank you.
Thank you. New Jersey in the house. He's like, no, I'm not from Jersey. I just like the shirt.
So I was just wondering, similar to past questions, but where did "Suck My Nuts" come from? Was that ad-libbed or written?
Well.
Sips tea. All right, here we go.
No, they just wrote it.
Just wrote it?
Yeah, they wrote it. That's Scott Gimple. They wrote all the one-liners. We would go in, and if they would ask me they would send us a script, and we would talk about how we felt about certain things. And Scott and I got into the shorthand where we were talking about Abraham's dialogue and the color of it and the added things to it, and we started calling it the sauce. And we were like, I think this needs a little more sauce. And it would just be just more verbiage, you know, the whole goat farm, been to 6 county fairs and 8 goat rodeo, whatever the hell it was. And we just knew that we had room to play more in certain things. And they wanted to have him go out saying something, you know, iconically Abraham, and that's what they came up with.
Gotcha.
So
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you know if there was ever any like alternate lines that might have been used?
Well, I had sucked my red nuts, but we were under such a schedule crunch, it never came, you know, around to it. Because I told Greg Nicotero, who directed those episodes, I said I wanted to throw that out there, and in the end, it was so rushed for time, as we often are. It was sort of like we needed to make sure we got the thing that we wanted 100% before we got something that was extra, and usually we run out of time.
Hi, my name's Mark. I just wanted to compliment you. I think you're a tremendous actor. I love how you portrayed Abraham, and I love his accent. So I have a simple request. Would you just say bitch nuts for us?
Like, of all the one word doesn't do an accent justice. Bitch nuts.
Thank you.
Should have done a fine grain of sand. Rick Grimes knows every fine grain, and then some.
What's your name?
I'm Aaron. If you could write the script on a character death in Walking Dead, how would you want someone to die? Main character, side character, doesn't matter.
I think the easy answer on that is you know, everybody wants a heroic death. But I think that, you know, Merle's death was amazing, you know, because it was all that undercurrent of what was going on between 2 brothers, and even though he was not present, he was still present. Like, you sensed, we sort of put our own feelings in the Merle character, and you kind of see like a glimmer that he's connecting somehow with his brother, even, or not even in death, but in death. So I don't know. I think that the heroic deaths are amazing. I think the passive death, you know, the sort of the surprise deaths, as much as we hate them, and they're, in a way, they're not satisfying. Beth's death, you know, we spent half a looking for her, a whole year looking for her, and then we find her and she accidentally gets her head blown off. Like, you're like, oh, sorry. But that stuff would happen, you know. I don't think we have enough passive death in the show. I don't think anyone's died from a disease. I don't think anyone's sort of, hey, yeah, we were out doing whatever and they fell off the bridge. You know, like stuff that you read about in the news every day, but we only get killed from zombies. So I think that helps make the world more believable when we have, you know, deaths that are not as heroic.
Cool. Thank you.
Well, to follow up on that question, what about the fate of Andrew Lincoln?
Yeah, what about that?
Thoughts?
I like Andrew. People are saying, you know, oh, why are they killing him on the show? I don't think anyone has ever said he was dying. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Oh, we'll find out soon.
Ever. You can even go look back at all that San Diego Comic-Con stuff. I don't think death was ever mentioned. Or was it? ...
All right, all right. What's your name?
Jasmine. What's it like working with Daryl?
With Norman? Daryl's a jerk. Norman's a really good guy. No. A lot of fun, actually. He is incredibly talented. He's in my episode that I just directed, and I had a really great time working with him. And there's no one in the show who cares more about their character and their character being represented accurately than Norman. So I had a blast working with him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's your name?
I'm Tim. So I know that you told me today that you were directing some of the episodes this season. Are we going to see a difference? Okay. Are we going to see a difference in that episode versus Frank Darabont's?
Yeah, like mine's way better than Frank's. Like, it's like 9 years ago. No. Yeah, Frank's like a massively accomplished film director. One of my favorite episodes still is the pilot episode of the show. My favorite script of the show is the pilot script. I mean, I think there's something like 22 pages where there's no dialogue, when he's just walking around and you're learning about this world just from the visuals. And that storytelling alone is, from Frank and the crew at the time, just amazing. So, no, I think mine will probably be more like the ones surrounding it, but I think Frank's episodes stand alone.
And do you think we'll see Heath again this season?
Heath. Who's Heath?
Dreads.
Oh, shit.
Where's he been? Because we never really knew.
Well, Heath got another show, and the actor got another show. But I think that they love the character, so they didn't kill the character. So the character, I think they showed in the beach community thing, he just got separated from Tara. So we don't know where he is.
Right.
And he's not dead. If you didn't see him die, he's not dead.
Will we see him again?
You may. You may. Can't ruin that. I can't tell you about Andy Lincoln. I certainly can't tell you about Heath, who I forgot about.
Thank you.
All right. He's my favorite character.
We could just edit the footage.
Wearing my Negan shirt. Sign my bat. Hi.
Hey, I'm Tanya, and actually this question is for my husband Vincent.
For or from?
From.
Oh, okay.
My husband Vincent. The question is, except for Rick and you, obviously, who would you have killed off on The Walking Dead? Who would be your,
Like just generally or in the circle?
I guess even from if you had lived, who would you have offed in that circle, or who would you have gotten rid of?
Oh, that's tough. See,
But there's a lot
I'm just
with
dark.
Eugene, so.
No, I just go dark because I know I just would love the audience to flip out. I'd kill the pregnant woman because y'all would have lost your minds.
Like we just did?
Yes, we're killing Maggie. She's sick and pregnant. What the hell? I'd be like, yeah, but it's good storytelling. You all know you've been upset, right? Of anybody. Like even Steven. Even Steven, see that? Even Glenn, we knew. But Glenn died 3 times, so we were kind of like, already, we were like, oh, okay, maybe they killed him again. So they softened their own death with him. But yeah, I mean.
So if you had to be dramatic, you would.
You take out Maggie, take out baby Judith, do something big.
Do something big.
Exactly. That's messed up. Like you. It's like, oh my God, they killed the baby. It's like, no, but they killed the little girl coming out of the bar. No, they killed the baby. Everybody would have flipped out. I think it would have been good.
All right, thank you.
I love that this audience didn't know how to feel. Like half the people clapped and
They're
the other half were like, ah!
It's like when you read, again, it's like when you read something, you don't want to like it, but you're like, yeah, I get it.
What's your name?
Hi, I'm Leland, in short. So my question kind of revolves, we know a lot about how you've been established and the end and where you are now, but the beginning, there's a lot of artists, I'm a musician myself, and I guess I kind of want to know, what was it like trying to get established, trying to get started? And do you have any advice for people in that same kind of area?
Yeah, my advice always starts out with if you're in this business or the music business or any of the creative arts, if there's something else you can do that you love to do and you could leave this, then do it. No, but you have to love the thing you're moving to. It can't be like just giving up on it because it's so hard and the statistics are so not in your favor that you really have to be committed to doing it. And then if you are, then don't give up. So it's hand in hand. People always go, I can't believe you said to give up your dream. I'm like, yeah, no, I said that if you're able to, give it up. And if you're able to, that's not your dream. And if you're in it only passively, you're going to be disappointed, because most people who are in it 100% have a hard time doing it as well. And then put yourself in a position where you can succeed. If you're when you become an actor, put yourself in Los Angeles or New York or Atlanta, because Atlanta had more film and television production last year than any state or any city in the country. If you're in music, put yourself where music's happening. You got to go to where it's happening, and don't take no for an answer.
Okay.
So.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we have about 10 minutes left. What's your name?
I was just wondering if, when you come to these cons, is there anybody that you look forward to seeing, like when you get here, like when you look at the script and go, oh shit, Alice Cooper's gonna be here? Was there anybody?
I just saw Alice Cooper. I saw Alice Cooper in the green room just now.
Cool.
And we went to his. He's a big fan of the show. And whenever he does concert in Atlanta, the cast goes. So I saw Alice 3 years ago and met his wife and hung out. We were throwing knives backstage. Yeah.
Do you get to sightsee around?
Me and Alice Cooper,
Do you think you'll sightsee Raleigh and see like the art museum or anything like that?
Probably not. No, we just I came in yesterday, and we see the convention center, we see the airport, and then I'll leave Sunday night and see the airport again.
All right, thanks for your time.
All right, thank you.
He's a busy man. All right. You can just tilt it down if you don't mind. But doing that, okay.
It's like they're all rock stars. I love it.
I was asking, what did you like better, acting in The Walking Dead or directing it?
I don't know. They were completely different experiences. I loved them both. Yeah, and I'm not being cagey about that. They were very, very different experiences, but both very satisfying.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
What's your name?
My name's Warren. I had a question. I saw Andrew Lincoln and Norman Reedus like to play pranks on each other. I saw the time where he stuffed a car full of glitter. Was there any ones we missed that were funny, or that you maybe accidentally got caught in the crossfire with?
Well, y'all missed the first glitter bomb when he turned it on the first. That was him turning it on again. What we saw in the video, because they didn't record the first one.
Well, it was funny because I just love seeing Andrew try so hard not to curse. How much did you then put in here? Like, he lost it so bad apparently after that.
Oh, it was fun. It was funny, and they I guess Norman filled his dressing room with chickens once, or he filled Norman's dressing room with chickens.
You mean like live chickens? Or?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think Norman had transportation put either Norman's bitch or Daryl's bitch in metallic, what is it, when you put on the upper part, like other part of the windshield. And Andy drove around for like a week with Norman's bitch on the front of his car. He had no idea. It's a rental car, and he just gets in and drive, and he's just driving around.
In the rental.
Yeah.
Dang.
They give each other a hard time all the time. Those two have an amazing friendship with each other.
It sounds like it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, these are our final 3 questions.
Uh-oh.
Make them count. What's your name?
My name's Matt. Michael, I learned something new about you at every panel. My question is, what was your favorite save your death? And I'll take that off camera. We don't have to discuss it. That's fine.
My favorite save your death. I don't know.
Favorite save your death.
I think it would probably be the RPG.
The RPG. Yeah. That was a good one.
Nibble on that. It's like, Matt, you look like you actually
might have been on the show.
Might have been on the show, and might have been a
first savior. Guys. First savior. Thanks for being in Raleigh, Michael. Thanks for being. So if you look up #bazookas suck. That's a lot of all of the bikers' hashtags when we post stuff. It's #bazookas suck. So
awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, Michael.
Take it easy, buddy. That RPG that I spent an entire episode getting and never fired once. That one. Norman Reedus fired twice. Just pointing stuff out to everybody. Hi.
What's your name?
My name's Judea.
And I was wondering if you've ever had a moment where a celebrity has been starstruck by you or vice versa, where you've been starstruck by them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because we're all fans of stuff too. So, but if it happens like you guys, the same exact thing. It's like it happens when you least expect it. I had a great, really great encounter with Robert Englund. And he was sitting across from me from a convention for the whole weekend. And I kept going, oh man, when I get a minute, I gotta go get a photo. He's gonna, and I was like, nah. So I waited till Sunday, and I was like, gotta run. Oh, it's just so weird. You don't even know what I'd say to him. And I look up at one point, and he's running over at me, and he goes, oh my God, dude, I'm such a huge fan of Southland. And I was like, and he's like, could you take a picture with me? And I look like an idiot in all these photos. I'm just like, I'm trying to process. Wait, he wants to take a picture with. I couldn't even talk to him. He's a really, really, really sweet man, and I'm a huge, huge fan of his. So yeah, it happened. We all are affected the same way, and and you never know who it's going to be that makes you. So you're like, oh my God, that's and you can't even put a thought together. So that when people come up and sometimes they get so excited or nervous that they can't really communicate what they want to. I completely understand, and we love it, and we love you guys, and it's a shared experience. We just have our different people that affect us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The final question.
Final question.
What's your name?
My name's Lisa. Just wanted to know, everybody remembers the the episode where it was found out who got killed by Negan, right? And on that Talking Dead, I think they were talking about how are they going to find somebody with such colorful language. Now, does that not just hit you hard? Not only did he kill you, but he took all the good lines?
Oh, he didn't take any good lines. Maybe beach ball sized lady nuts. That's something that I feel like that's something they wanted me to say, and then didn't have me do it, and then said, well, we got to have him say it. That to me seemed like a very Abraham line. No, I think his stuff is different. Fun, but different. And I think you guys are gonna. Yeah, I think y'all are gonna. In the next season, there's some fun stuff that happens as well. Some holes are filled, because I feel right now that there is humor missing from the show. It's a great coping device, but I feel like there's going to be some coming back.
I hope so, because there's a lot of nervousness about this coming up season.
Oh, y'all should be nervous too. Yeah, don't get me wrong.
But they did get Chris Harwood back.
They did get Chris Harwood back. Yeah.
So that's good.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right.
So, before we take a big group photo, any final things you want to plug?
No, love you guys. Thanks for coming out on a Friday.